Good morning and welcome to Safe Life. My name is Llewellyn Bissell and this is my channel. So, who am I? How many times have we asked ourselves that? Or how many times have you heard, hey, who are you? And what are our answers? I'm a parent. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a sister. I'm an aunt. I'm a cousin. Well, that's all titles. That's not who you truly are, but that's of who you are. Who are you really? What, you don't know? Well, let's try and find us. So one of the things to determine who you truly are is figuring out what your core values are. You don't know what core values are? Okay. So examples of core values are a belief that is just so ingrained in you that nothing else can change your mind. This is the way it is. It could be whether you believe in God. It could be honesty and maybe fun time or whatever the case is. Let's see if I can core values. So core values could be integrity. It could be accountability. Or do you take accountability for any actions that you do or words that you say? Do you take that onto yourself? Are you honest? Because integrity is about being loyal to yourself first. You have to take care of you first. You have to be honest with yourself before you can actually be honest with anyone else. So if someone says, hey, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 30. I'm really not 30, but maybe my mind thinks I'm 30, but I'm really not. I won't tell you my age, but you probably already know. Then you have, like I said, accountability. You have to take responsibility for your own actions. So if I take this bottle and I open it and I dump it and I say the dog did it, is that taking accountability? No. I know, silly example, but it gives you an idea of what I'm talking about, right? Accountability. Take responsibility for your own actions. You can't keep blaming everybody forever because your actions are your own. You can only take charge of your actions, no one else's. Let's say you have perseverance. You just have that perseverance and you have that confidence, and so that's part of core values. So figure out what your core values are. For me, it's honesty, integrity, love, God. Not in that order, but it's there. Then you need to figure out what your biggest, huge accomplishments are. What have you done? What have you accomplished? What have you failed at? And then later on succeeded at? It could be as simple as, I went out to get a job. I didn't get that one, but I got this one and it's better. What are the biggest accomplishments that you've ever succeeded at? Then you have to identify everything that you've learned. I am a mom. I am a wife. I am a sister. I am a cousin. I am a daughter. I am so many things, but that's not who I am. I am kind. I am generous. I am loving. I am helpful. I love to help people. Love to help people. And if I think that you're down and you need a hand up, I'll be more than happy to lend you a helping hand. As long as I know that you're also going to do something to help yourself too, because if you're not going to help yourself, I don't want anything to do with it. But who are you? Who am I? That's like the age-old question of all time. And how do you find yourself? You're not lost, I promise. I promise you're not lost. But it may feel like you're lost. But it's up to you. What are you going to do to find yourself? What are you going to do to figure out who you are? That's a better question. To figure out who you are. Not find yourself, because, like I said, I'm not lost. I'm in my home. So one of the things that I was taught is to look at the people you admire. Who do you admire most? Why? Why do you admire them? What is it about them that you admire about them? Is it their looks? Is it their fame, their fortune? Or is it a teacher that would do everything in their power to make sure that you understood what it is that they were trying to teach? Whatever it is, figure out who you admire and why. Because maybe, just maybe, they have values that you have and you just didn't recognize in yourself at first. Think about that. And you also want to ask yourself, what's the most important thing to you? To me, God is first. I put God first. I start my day out by reading my Bible. This is what I do. And this starts my day for me. It makes my day that much more complete because I start it with God. And most nights I end it with God. My 1-year-old grandson always has to say a prayer. And it's so cute watching him. He puts his hands like this and he goes back and forth. It's really cute. And he's 1. He's not 2 yet. He won't be 2 in January. But I say prayers with him. And to be childlike in that trust and that faith is just, it's a reminder of what's most important to me. And that's my family. God and my family are the most important in my life. I try so hard to be a chameleon for everyone, so-and-so this, so-and-so that. But in the end, I lose who I truly am because I can't be those things. I need to be me. And if you're anything like me, you need to stop doing it right now. Just stop. Because you can't be anything than who you are. God's truth. Once you figure out what your core values are, once you figure out those aspects of things, you need to figure out how to incorporate that in your life. Because a lot of these will determine who you truly are. One thing that I learned when I worked for the state of Oregon, they sent me to a class called the Ascent Leadership Program. And I have a thick book from all that I've learned. And it has all these core values in there. And it has, let's see if I can find that real quick. I think, don't move, dog. All these other papers on top. So let me see if DVDs, don't want that. Poems. I don't want poems. Is that it? Right there in the bottom? Well, it's not there. I'm not digging for it then. But the book is a wonderful workbook. It talks about what core values are. It asks you all these questions. And maybe I should find that because let me tell you, that is an amazing, amazing book. And I didn't realize who I truly was until I took that course. And I went, ow. So me being kind isn't me really being stupid. It's me being who I am. Where in the world? Is that it up there? There it is. So this is called the Personal Strategic Plan. And this right here explains where you're at, where you want to be, how you want to do things. And it's truly an amazing, amazing work. And if you have a Ascent Leadership Program in your area, I suggest you use it. So they have what's called a Wheel of Life. And on this Wheel of Life, you have intellectual and personal growth, partner, family. So you have your relationships, you have your financial, you have your health, your spirituality, fun, creativity, play, creativity, recreation, vocation, and then contribution to community and humanity. And in the Wheel of Life, to start your planning, it says, it's helpful to consider the scope of one's life. This will provide clarity about the subject of the planning. So before launching into creating a new vision or plan, successful CEOs consider the past, present, and future of services, products, organizational composition, and customers. The Wheel of Life includes the major sections of your life. The center is 0. In the outer edges is a 10. Regarding your level of happiness and satisfaction with the results in each area, 10 means high or very happy with the results. So you just go in and you figure, where you're at in your life on that. Then, here's the initial look. So the initial look, it talks about intellectual and personal growth, partner, families, friendship, health and physical fitness. And I ask you what you are in your current state. Where are you financially? Where are you health and physical wise, spirituality wise? This is the current state. Then it asks you, where do you see your desired future of this? Where do you want to be with your intellect and personal growth? Where do you want to be with your partner and family? Where do you want to be with your friendships? Where do you want to be in your health and financial, I can't even talk now, finances, spirituality, and your fun, recreations, your vocation? Where do you want to be? And it's amazing. It truly is amazing how all of these just brought together a whole new, so that's who I am, kind of a light, I guess you want to say, that went off in me. Oh, this is a good one. This one is called tolerations. How many of us actually have tolerations, right? I mean, think about it here. So, what do you put up with? What is a source of irritation, either minor or major? Okay, one of my irritants is road rage. People cut me off and I get road rage. Just breathe. Sorry. What frustrations are you enduring regularly? Do you have things in your life that have been pesky? Are there messy, broken, or damaged items in your life that have been time-consuming for so long you don't consciously notice them anymore? Do you have work around your life or work that you have feeling frustrated? What have you resigned yourself to? That's a good question right there. What have you resigned yourself to? Are you long-suffering, or have you been struggling for a long time with some aspect of life? And so they give you all these, and then right here, they want you to write it down. Write. Journal. I mean, how awesome is that, right? So then, here's the good one. How do you want to be remembered? So they have these blank pages right over here. See, those parts are blank. You fill that part in. And it says, here's how I want to be remembered by, and I'm going to say my husband. And so you put husband in the dark block and say, how do you want to be remembered by your husband or your wife or your children or your grandparents or friends, family, whomever? And it lists them one by one. And you put it in there. You write, how do you want to be remembered? So you want to identify at least 5 relationships, including individuals or groups. And some of these may be your primary relationships. Please include your role and relationship as a leader of people in your work. How do you want to be remembered? Here's an example. They want to be remembered by their wife. I want my wife to remember me as a person who was devoted to her. She feels like I supported her to continue to grow, even when it meant that I needed to change. I was willing to do it. She says that I was committed to being a good person and cleaned up my mistakes. Myself. I remember myself as a person who lived my purpose and cleaned up my mistakes. I had an attitude of learning and compassion for others. I used my talents to make a contribution to my family and the world. I mean, these are just examples. You don't have to write those things down. Oh, here we go. Back to the values, right? And here's a whole list of values right there. Amazing. So values and operating principles guide our life choices. Who knew that? So to give you an example of core values, we have abundance, achievement, accomplishment, action, adventure, appreciation, authenticity. And let me tell you, they do have it alphabetized. Then it goes into beauty and caring and choice and commitment. I choose caring. I choose caring. Community, compassion, connection, contribution, courage, creativity. Oh, I'm very creative. Dignity, discovery, diversity, empathy, empowerment, encouragement, faith. I have faith. Freedom, grace, gratitude, growth, honor, independence, imagination. Boy, do I have an imagination. Don't go there. Innovation, intimacy, justice, learning, loyalty, meaning, openness, passion, peace, personal mastery, playfulness, professionalism, relationship, respect, safety, serenity, service, stewardship, teamwork, understanding, unity, volunteering, well-being, and whimsy. And what you do is, this one here is your core values. You write down what your core value is. And this right here is the operating principles. How are you putting that into your life? How are you incorporating it? It's called writing, people. I didn't used to write much until I took this class here. Then we have purpose. So writing quickly without editing, just write now and don't dwell on answers while you're writing. So what are some of your skills, talents, gifts, and strengths? A tip? Ask friends or family what you're good at or what they appreciate about you. Me, I like crocheting. And I don't have it in front of me. I do have these little balls. I was making snowballs. I don't know if you can see that clearly. Is that better? See, snowballs. That's what I was crocheting. Second question is, what do you do easily and naturally? This can be simple, everyday, small stuff. I don't know, maybe sweeping, mopping, cleaning. I'm not a cleaner. What activities have you feeling useful, alive, and strong? And what are you most passionate about? Me, helping people. That's my passion, helping people. Then, again, without editing, you write very quickly, answering the following. When are you the happiest? Imagine and describe a combination of your happiest moments. What's your happiest moment? What? Let's try this again. What do you do when you are a good tired? Normally go to sleep if I'm a good tired. What do you find meaningful? What are the moments in your life when you have felt most fulfilled? When I actually felt like I made a difference in someone's life. Whether it's my own kids, my husband, my grandkids. When do you lose track of time? When I'm doing something that I really enjoy doing. It's like time. Oh, I gotta go. What inspires you? Just knowing I can help others inspires me. I love it. What about you? What inspires you? Won't you share it with me? Leave comments below. Let me know. What moments in your life have been most rewarding? The questions go on. And then, see all those wonderful questions that you get to answer? There's a lot. I mean, this book really had me writing. What are significant life events? Examples could be a birth of a child or a death, an illness, awards, achievements, job starting or ending, friends, parents, etc. They can be small moments like winning the spelling bee, missing the race, breaking your arm. I broke my arm once. Getting a new sister, moving to a new town. And then it lists over here intellectual or personal growth and finances and yada, yada, yada. And you write all that stuff down. I mean, this is an actual wonderful, wonderful book. This is reflection on the past. The next page is, what patterns and themes do you see? And it says, the past is the past, unless you keep recreating it now. Be intentional about what you are creating. And then, of course, you write. That's all you do on this one is write, write, write. That's it. Oh, here's another one. Current state. Consider these questions and write your reflections. Are there other significant events happening right now for you that you haven't reflected on? And of course, once you read these questions, you write, write, write. By the time I was done with this class, I was tired of writing. But I find that I enjoy it now because I was listening to someone on YouTube one time, and they said that the negative thoughts in the head, she calls it ants, automated negative thought syndrome, ants. And I really like that description because what happens is I can actually visualize these little tiny ants, and they gross me out. Don't get me wrong, they gross me out. I can envision these little ants in my head running around, And they're carrying pieces of, I'll say, negative thoughts. And I can verbalize, say, get out of my head. We're done. I'm just going to wash you off. Just wash you right off. Because it's not true. I am smart. I am loving. I don't have a job, but I'll get there again. So when you have those negative thoughts about yourself, write them down. Because once they're out of your head and on paper, you can go, oh, I can't change that. And that's wrong. And that's not true. Or, oh, yeah, that is true. I can change that. Whatever the case may be, you can do it. And then they have one here. It's a vision for 5 years. Now, this one here is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Your age, your health, your work, your location, and how you engaged in your life. Oh, then you have your relationships. Wonderful relationships. Sometimes. So here's an example. It says, example for relationships. My partner. I want my husband to feel supported in his efforts. I want us to continue to grow individually and together, having new adventures and loving, confronting our challenges. My husband's a trapper. I don't care about trapping. He can talk about that stuff, and to him, it's the highlight of the day. And I'm like, uh-huh. Honey, did you hear me? Yeah, I heard you. Well, what did I say? I am so guilty of that. I need to work on that myself. I do. Then you have a vision for 1 year in commitments. Where do you see yourself? What are the desired future for you? And they give you like 3 or 4 different pages for that one. Then you have close the gap. Plan the action to a 1 year vision. So consider your values, purpose, 5-year vision, and 1 year vision. After all, writing this out, right? On the following pages, list your breakthrough areas and describe the current state motivating your action. Identify the actions you need to take to close the gap. Be specific about the actions and the date by which they will be completed. When I had done this, I did it back in 2015, 2016. And I wanted to write a book. It's called Abused Is What It Is. I wrote it. I self-published it because I couldn't find someone that would publish for me without me paying an arm and a leg to do it. I know I'm a nobody, and I get that, but I ain't got that kind of money. They want like $3,000 to $5,000. Who has that? I don't. I was a working person. I don't work anymore. I'm unemployed, but life goes on. And I really don't have the money now. And then they give you like 4 pages of closing the gap and stuff like that. Then conditions for success. What do you need to create or discover to have your support and resources? How will you keep your plan in front of you? So where's your visibility of commitments? How will you overcome any challenges or obstacles? Or what are they, and how will you overcome them? And then actions to create conditions for success. What actions do you need to take to clear the path and establish fulfillment structure? And the progress. How and when will you motivate yourself, track and review progress and results? And do you have an accountability partner? And what mindset you will practice? I mean, these are actually really great examples of who we are. And I can't think of a better way than to journal everything, write down everything that you know about yourself, and say, that's who I am. So who are you? Who am I? Hi, my name is Llewellyn Bissell, and I am a kind, loving person, and I will help you succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Well, maybe not, but it sounded good, didn't it? Anyways, it's been almost 25 minutes. I went over like way more than I wanted to. I didn't expect to be on here for more than 10 minutes, but this book just got me so excited because I wanted to share it with you, because it's important that we write things down to get them out of our head, because you can't fight them in your head if they're in your head and you can't see them. Your mind plays tricks on you. If you actually write things down, your eyes will see the truth for what they are. And if you write, I am stupid, because that's what the negative thought committee says to you, that's what your little ants say, you can cross that out and say, I am smart. I am kind. I am whatever you need to say. Whatever is in here that's negative, turn it into a positive. Write it down. And then figure out who you are. Hey, why don't you share with me of who you are? Who am I? Now, some of my titles, they're just titles. I'm a mom. I'm a grandmom. I'm a wife. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm a cousin. I'm an aunt. I'm not an uncle. I'm just teasing. Those are just a few. I'm friends. But most importantly, the very most importantly thing is I am a child of God. That to me means everything. And I'm telling you, if you ever hear that song, you'll love it. Anyways, I am out of here. I hope everyone has a great and wonderful, blessed day. Remember that God loves you, and so do I. Bye. And I hope you learned something.